నేను స్టాప్ రికార్డింగ్. Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Mohan Babu, Assistant Professor of English, STS and Government Degree College, Kadiri. Today, I would like to have a discussion on Once Upon a Time, a poem written by Gabriel Okara. Gabriel Okara's poem is an excellent poem. He just highlights the domination of British culture over African culture, and he addresses his son, and he wants to forget all the false, not genuine feelings, but have the heartfelt and the past feelings to him. Gabriel Okara is a popular poet and novelist. His poems show great sensitivity, perceptive judgments, and tremendous energy. The poem Once Upon a Time is a stinging satire on the hypocrisy and artificiality of modern society. The poet speaks of the changing times of his son. The poem is written in the backdrop of Nigeria's independence from Britain. The poet seems to be shocked by the change of lifestyle, values, morals, and the total change in the world view of the new independent country. He seems to be mourning for the passing away of the way of life. In fact, though the country is politically independent, it seems to be still influenced by the British culture. The poet remembers the way people used to behave and interact with each other. How the people used to do things with their hearts and soul were well explained in this particular poem. Now, let us have a look at the poem, how the poet talks about the things. So, let us observe the things related to the poet. Gabriel Okara is a Nigerian poet. Once again, I repeat it. He was born in Nigeria in 1921. He may be described as highly original and uninfluenced by other poets. He has been extremely successful in capturing the moods, sights, and sounds of Africa. His poems show a great sensitivity, perceptive judgments, and a tremendous energy. The poet also shows a concern regarding what happens when the ancient culture is faced with the modern culture. Now, let us observe the poem, the text of Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. There was a time, indeed, they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. Feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no thrice. For then I find the door shut on me. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces, like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their confirming smiles, like a fixed portrait smile. And I have learned to to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance. To say glad to meet you, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these mutant things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like snakes, bare fangs. So, show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. So, if we observe the poem, the poem is very simple, easy to understand. Each line is very simple to make it out. Let us take stanza by stanza and understand it. I have already given the central theme of the poem. Once Upon a Time is a poem written by him, Gabriel Okara. In this poem, he confesses to his son that he does not like the person he has become and wants to change. He wants to go back to the way he was before. In his childhood, he asks to his son to help him to go back to what he was and get back his lost identity. He expresses a desire to unlearn whatever he has forced himself to learn in order for him to gain his sense of self back. He asks his son to help him be happy once again and acquire the childlike innocence he once again possessed as a child. Now, let us see the setting of the poem. The mood of the poem is nostalgic. The personality is remembering how things used to be when he was young and innocent. Like his son, the poem highlights the guilt and resentment of African man feels for himself to accept the culture of the Westerns. He notices a marked change in the attitudes of people. Those who were once so genuine, warm, and sincere have now suddenly turned cold and hostile towards him. In the first stanza, the poet is starting the poem with a phrase once upon a time. Generally, it is used to narrate the stories in the olden days. It connotes that he is talking about the past. In the first stanza, at the start of the poem, Wakara writes, they used to laugh with their hearts and eyes. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their hearts and laugh with their eyes. But now they only laugh with their teeth while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. This phrase illustrates the change in the way people act, showing that their laughs used to be genuine and heartfelt. However, now their attitudes have changed. The description of laugh with their teeth laugh with their teeth illustrates someone showing false interest. The dark imagery, ice block, cold ice. Observe this particular phrase, ice block, cold ice. He has used a metaphor here which follows, shows that there is no emotion or feeling in the action. Okay, in this particular stanza, a six-line stanza, the poet is talking about the false behavior of the people. There is no genuine feeling. There is no heartfelt feeling. All people are just pretending before others. Even if they smile or laugh, they are not doing it with their hearts. Generally, eyes show what the feelings of that particular person are. In their eyes, they show as if they are laughing, but genuinely they are not the heartfelt. But now they only laugh with their teeth. So here we understand that laughing with their teeth while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. Here the change in the way people act, showing that their laughs used to be genuine and heartfelt. However, now their attitudes have changed. They're just pretending. The description laugh with their teeth illustrates someone showing false interest. So there is no genuine feeling. We find the artificiality in their attitude. Let us observe the second stanza. This stanza illustrates that all good intentions have gone and how now it is every man for him. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts. See, observe this particular sentence. But there was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts. See, everything was heartfelt then. Now, but that's gone, son. That's gone, son. So, everybody is only focusing on their personal gain. The use of metaphor emphasizes how there is a lack of trust as everybody is trying to use each other. See, observe the phrase empty pockets, empty pockets in the last line of the second stanza. Now they shake hands without hearts while their left hands search behind my empty pockets. The phrase empty pockets could connote that he has been stripped of all genuine happiness and has been left feeling empty and alone. So, we observe in this particular stanza, the people are not genuine in their feelings. They are in the world of artificiality and they are also materialistic in their attitude. So, at the end of the stanza, while their left hands search my empty pockets, here see everybody is trying to gain something from you when you are with them. It means that everybody is materialistic in this world. So he has seen this after the British occupied the Africa and also gave the independence to them. Though they are politically independent, they are influenced by the British culture. So here he expresses his agony against the domination of British culture over the Africans. Now, let us go to the next stanza. Feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no thrice. For then I find doors shut on me. See how excellently this stanza has been written. Feel at home, come again. When a guest comes to us, to our house, we say, feel at home. When they are going home again, we say, come again. They say it, but and when I come again and feel at home, see the speaker expresses his experience with the people of the British culture. He says that when I come again and feel at home, once, okay, no problem. Twice, there will be no problem at all. There will be no thrice. For then I find doors shut on me. See how excellently this has been written. He says there will be no thrice. You will be invited once, twice, but for the third time, you will not be allowed. You are just sent out. You find doors shut on yourself. That is what the experience of the author in the British dominated culture over Africa. People's lifestyles have changed, morals have changed, and there is a change in everything. So he just talks about the nature of the people, how they have changed in the recent days, and how they were used to be in the olden days. Then he switches over to how he has also spoiled himself with that culture. So I have learned many things, son. Say, observe. He learned many things from that culture, from that type of people, from that society, from the people who are pretending, from the people who are false in their attitude, from the people who are hypocritical, from the people who are dwelling in artificiality. So I have learned many things, son. So the author has learned many things from this rotten world. He says that he has learned to wear many faces. That's why in the second line of the fourth stanza, he says, I have learned to wear many faces. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their confirming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Let us understand this. Like dresses, he has changed the faces. That means he has learned the pretension, hypocrisy of this world, the artificial behavior of this world. That's why he says that he has learned to behave like the other people in the society. He is wearing the home face when he is at home, the office face when he is with his boss or the other colleagues in the office, the street face when he was in the office, host face when he is a host to somebody. So the mixed faces and all these confirming smiles. So obeying without any questions, these confirming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Even the smile is just like the smile in the portrait. So it is just the pretension. So he has learned many things from this society. And now he proceeds to say, and have learned to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. See, the author has become what the society has become. He has learned to laugh with only his teeth. So laughing with his teeth means without having any genuine feeling, no heartfelt feeling, mere action, pretension with the people. And there is no affection or love in his attitude or in his behavior with others. He says he shakes hands without his heart. Even if he shakes the other's hands, there is no the reality or real love or feeling in him. This is what he has learned from this world around him. I have also learned to say goodbye. When I mean good riddance, here there is an evident shift in the stanza due to the fact that he is now talking about himself and how he too has learned to be false. This could imply that the society has pressured him into changing in a negative way. See, I have learned to say goodbye. So it appears as if he is saying goodbye with a good heart. But when he means good riddance, the phrase good riddance here is see, feeling happy when somebody leaves us. When an unwanted person leaves us, we feel happy. That kind of feeling he has in his heart or mind, but he expresses goodbye. When he means really good riddance. To say glad to meet you, generally people shake others' hands and say glad to meet you without being glad. So the poet has learned to say glad to meet you without being glad or happy. And to say it has been nice talking to you after being bored. The real feeling in his heart is he got bored. But he says that it has been nice talking to you. So this stanza, in this stanza, Okara shows the change in him as a man. He shows the influence of the society, the hypocritical society over him. Next, in the next stanza, he talks about the real feelings that he has in his mind, the real attitude, the real things that he has learned from this society. In this particular stanza, he shows us, he asks his son to believe him and what he wants to learn from this society. In this stanza, the poet describes how he used to feel. It seems that he is talking to a child or a young man, his son, who has not yet experienced the change of heart, who has not yet been influenced by the environment and the society in which he lives. That's why he says, but believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be. See, he expresses his desire. He wants to be what he used to be when he was like his son. Believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. Father is asking his son to believe him, and he wants to change himself from this false things, from this pretension, from this hypocritical nature. So he wants to get rid of this hypocrisy and wants to be what he used to be when he was like his son. I want to unlearn all these meeting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's bare fangs. See, observe, I want to be what I used to be. I want to unlearn all these meeting things. These lines describe his desperation to go back to his old innocent ways, where he felt life was simple and his emotions were honest. It also describes his hope and desire to unlearn all the bad habits he has picked up over the years. So, this stanza highlights this stanza highlights the author's feelings that he wants to unlearn all these meeting things. He wants to unlearn all the mm, things that he has learned from this society, and all this pretension made him feel that he has to relearn the reality. So he wants to relearn how to laugh genuinely. For his laugh in the mirror shows only his teeth like a snake's bare fangs. Observe, summing up this stanza has been focused on how people tend to change their facial expressions for different occasions. Here, he just wants to learn. He just wants to learn the real love that he had in his past. Now, in this particular stanza, in this particular stanza, he describes his desperation to go back to his innocent ways, where he felt life was simple and his emotions were honest. So he says to help him relearn how to love, because his face is awkward like a snake's bare fangs in the mirror. His teeth appear like a snake's bare fangs. Now, let us go to the last stanza of the poem. So, show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. In this last stanza, he asks the son, almost pleads him to show him how to laugh. to show him how he used to laugh and smile. He sums up what he has been trying to say throughout the poem to the person he has he's having this conversation with, to teach him all the good habits he has lost, and to teach him how to have true honest emotions. This last stanza with 4 lines highlights that he wants to be real to this society. He wants to be honest to this society. So, like this, we understand from this poem that he confesses to his son that he does not like the person he has become and wants to change. He also wants to go back to the way he was before in his childhood. He asks his son to help him to go back to who he was and get back lost identity. So here he expresses a desire to unlearn whatever he has forced himself to learn in order for him to gain his sense of self back. He asks his son to help him be happy once again and acquire the childlike innocence he once possessed as a child. So, this is the end of the poem, Once Upon a Time, an excellent poem written by Gabriel Okara. In this particular poem, we understand the artificiality, the hypocrisy, and the pretentious life of the people, and how the poet has learned these things, and how he wants to unlearn all these meeting things and learn the genuine ways of life and be honest to this particular world. Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And if you feel it happy with this particular explanation of the poem, please like it and subscribe it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just